Hello, in this video we're going to dig deeper into claims that Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback of all time. Welcome to the channel. My name is Donkey's Revenge. Hope you're having a great day. This channel is a place for me to tell you my thoughts about things that I come across out there in the world. A little fun COD gameplay in the background. Today's video is about NFL football, specifically claims that Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback to play in the NFL of all time. Yes, I said it, of all time. If you follow NFL football, this is a pretty lofty claim. I'm going to give you a little background first, and I'll explain my discovery process about this topic, and then at the end I'll give you my subjective opinions based on the information you heard. Stick around to the end and I'll tell you who I think is actually the greatest quarterback of all time. First, I want to tell you how I came to this topic. In the summer, after the end of each NFL season, the NFL channel does a top 100. This is where players are asked to rank the best players from the previous season. Although this isn't the definitive ultimate list, it's a pretty great honor. It's seen by a great number of people on the NFL channel, and it's talked about ad nauseum by experts. So I'm in my kitchen making my breakfast, watching the NFL channel as they were going through the top 6 through 10 players. To my surprise, Aaron Rodgers was voted the 8th best player from 2018. I thought this odd, since his team, the Green Bay Packers, had a losing season and didn't make it to the playoffs. So, giving him the benefit of the doubt, I thought I'd look up his numbers for that season. Rodgers was 6th in passing yards. That's good, but not the best. He had 25 touchdowns, which is 12th among quarterbacks who played in 2018. Definitely not the best there. He did only have 2 interceptions, which was the best in the league, so that we could consider the best for 2018. He had a QB rating of 96%, which is good, but not near the best in the NFL. And he didn't bring his team to the playoffs. So, Aaron Rodgers had a pretty vanilla season. This didn't help answer why he would be ranked 8th, above other players who made a far greater impact for their teams that season, even above Philip Rivers, who was in the MVP conversation for that year and only made it to number 17 on the list. How could Rivers, an MVP consideration, be ranked lower than Rodgers? I just chalk this up to one of those lists being made up by players and not analysts. Speaking of analysts, as I was digging for Rodgers' statistics, I started to see something else. A pattern of NFL and sports experts making the claim that Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback to play in the NFL, ever, of all time. Experts like Stephen A. Smith, Blake Pace from The Breeze, Dylan Huberman of Clutch Points, and the list goes on. Since I'm not a Packers fan, I don't get paid to give my opinions about the NFL. I've never played in the NFL, and in our modern era of fake news, I thought I'd try to verify the claim that he is the greatest quarterback to play in the NFL of all time. Maybe I'm just uneducated and I just need to dig a little deeper. There are many ways to measure greatness, and unfortunately that complicates claims of greatness. So let's look at all the possible ways we might measure his greatness. Let's start with the ultimate goal of NFL teams, Super Bowl wins. Tom Brady leads the pack here with 6 wins. Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw follow with 4 wins each. Troy Aikman has 3. 8 quarterbacks have won it twice. And Aaron Rodgers has 1 Super Bowl win. Winning a Super Bowl is no easy task, I'll give him that, but Rodgers' 1 win is nowhere close to the top of the pack of so-called greatness. So that can't be the reason why people say he's the best of all time. Maybe Rodgers' greatness isn't measured by Super Bowl wins. Kind of like when people debate Dan Marino's greatness, great during the regular season, but not able to win the big one, or in Rodgers' case, he did win just 1. So if Rodgers is nowhere near close to the top performers at the QB position and Super Bowl wins aren't an accurate measure, some say, let's look at some other factors that might prompt people to claim Aaron Rodgers is the greatest. Let's look at playoff wins. We find Tom Brady at the top of this list too, with 30 playoff wins. Ben Roethlisberger is next with 13, Joe Flacco with 10, and Aaron Rodgers with 9. Well, it doesn't look like Rodgers is the greatest here either. I wouldn't scoff at 9 wins, but it's nowhere near Brady's 30 wins. So this doesn't prove he's the greatest either. So why are people making this claim? Let's try overall wins. Surprise! Tom Brady leads the pack with 207 overall wins in his career so far. Brett Favre is next with 160, then John Elway with 148, Dan Marino with 147, and the list goes on. Aaron Rodgers doesn't make it on the list until 17th place. So if Super Bowl wins, playoff wins, and overall career wins don't show that Aaron Rodgers is the greatest, then what else do we have to verify these claims of greatness? Let's try something else. Let's only deal with the time frame that he's played. So Rodgers got the starting job in 2008. This video was made in 2019, so that's our time frame. Rodgers was the overall passing leader once in that time frame, 2012. Rodgers had the most touchdowns out of all QBs once, 2016. Rodgers has never led the league in first downs. Rodgers had the league's highest QB rating twice, 2011 and 2012. None of Aaron Rodgers' statistics during that time he's played up until 2019 show that he's the greatest of all time. Great? Yes. Greatest? No. In fact, the only statistics I could find that would be considered better than every other QB on the list is his touchdown to interception ratio and his all-time passer rating. No one touches him in those categories. But does touchdown to interception ratio and quarterback rating alone make him the greatest of all time? Now let me give you my subjective opinion on my research. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. He'll most certainly be in the Hall of Fame one day. He's great, but he's not the greatest. As I was watching video after video, reading article after article on this topic, I got this funny feeling like that when people were making these claims, they were acting emotionally instead of rationally. Like they were drinking some kind of Aaron Rodgers Kool-Aid that compelled them to make this claim. They would cite intangibles as the reason why he's the greatest. Talent, skill, mobility, etc. All those are great attributes for an NFL QB, but they don't necessarily equal wins. If that were the case, the NFL Combine would be a much better predictor of success. There are countless tales of rookies who've had the skills and intangibles, but they never make a dent in the NFL. Now, I realize Rodgers has made a dent in the NFL, but the point is that claims of greatness must be backed up by raw data, not emotion. Is Aaron Rodgers the greatest quarterback of all time to play in the NFL? No, not even close. The numbers and the most important statistic to me, wins, just don't support it. In fact, I find this conversation sometimes to be a little laughable. This is not to hate on Aaron Rodgers. As he said, he'll be considered one of the greats. He's done what many other quarterbacks have tried and failed to do, be successful in the NFL. But we need to stop this madness and get back on track. Rodgers is an upper echelon quarterback, but he's not the best. So now let me tell you who I think is the greatest quarterback of all time. You can probably come to this conclusion on your own based on the numbers I gave you earlier. Tom Brady. He has almost every one of those skills and intangibles attributed to Rodgers, but with one big difference. He far surpasses every other quarterback on the list in all categories. His greatness can be backed up with data. Let me know in the comments section below. Why does it seem like people are throwing logic and facts out the window when making claims that Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback of all time? Am I missing something? Do you disagree? Where's this Kool-Aid coming from if you do agree? Who's making it? Have we come to the point in our society where the only thing that matters is how we feel about a topic instead of actual facts? If you learned anything new and you'd like to see more videos like this one, do me a favor and smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Be sure to also let me know in the comments if there are any other questions about the NFL or any questions about any other walk of life you'd like me to investigate and talk more about. That's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Adios.